Welcome, fellow confidence crusaders, neuro nerds, and success equalizers. This is your podcast, Real Confidence. I'm your host, Alyssa DeVere, and I'll be sharing a bit of basic brain science, some surprising social secrets, and a touch of tough love. Why? Because I believe confidence is everyone's fundamental right and choice. So let's get to it. No. Such a simple word, 2 bloody letters, and O. And yet, it may be the hardest word for many of us to say. Why is that? Why is it so hard to tell somebody, no, I don't want to go. No, I don't like that. No, I don't appreciate it. No can be guilt-ridden. We feel badly that maybe we've hurt somebody's feelings when we say no. More often, we feel that they're going to judge us, that they're going to reject us, that they're not going to like us because there's something that we've expressed that we don't want to do or we don't value. Even this weekend, I got my sister called me up and she said, come with me and mom to the museum. Girlfriend of mine said, come with us to services tonight. And I had just gotten back from New York. I was very tired. It was a great trip, but power-packed with my kids. I had some business commitments. And I was tired. I just wanted to be home. The weather wasn't good. I could have made every excuse in the world. I just didn't want to go anywhere. And of course, no. But I had to explain why to my sister and my friends. Now, I joke sometimes when I do training that oftentimes men will just say no. No, I can't make the meeting. No, I can't do that. No, I don't want that. And that's the end of it. Women, and yes, I'm generalizing, will make all kinds of excuses why. No, I can't go. I have all these other things to do. No, I can't go because I blah, 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 right? And sometimes TMI, we give so much information. The other person just doesn't need to know all the details, but let alone doesn't want to know the details. They just want to know, do you want to come? Do you want another scoop of that? Whatever it is. No. How about variants of this? Like when somebody brings you food in a restaurant, the wait staff, and for whatever reason, it's not correct. It's not right. Maybe it's cold. Maybe it's undercooked, overcooked, whatever it might be. Some of us very comfortably will say, hey, this is not how I ordered it. And not think twice about the fact that wait staff or even the chef might be offended. But at the same time, we're paying money. We're there. We go out. And many times we're too embarrassed or we don't want to cause trouble or whatever the excuse is, but we won't send it back. We just deal with it. It's a different variant of no, but it's still the same issue. And again, it is this fear of being rejected. It's that somebody's not going to like us, that somebody's going to be judging us for saying, hey, time out. This doesn't work for me. It's amazing, right? Again, this little word. Now, why does it seem to be easier for some people? And I used before the kind of aggregation of men. In many cases, it might be easier for the males who've been socialized to know that it's okay to say no. But for some people, women as well, it's easier for them. Maybe in some cases, they feel that they're experts. And I guess some people, maybe it's just some of the times in some areas, when we feel we have expertise, it's easier for us to say, no, that's not right. Or no, that is not how I feel about things, because we have that confidence, that support to say that I know more than other people, therefore I get to be judgmental. And we do this as experts in our career fields. We may do this as parents. We may not feel like an expert parent, but we certainly feel like we know more than our children. So we can tell them no easily, maybe even our siblings for that matter. If you're a business advisor or consultant, it's perhaps part of your job description to tell your client, no, that's not right. So we get an elevated sense of privilege to say no when we're an expert. Another reason it may be easier to say no is when we're being defensive. And I say easier when we feel that we're being attacked, whether it's our expertise or our egos being attacked, we will get defensive. And I know I've shared this on other podcasts that certain people, I happen to be married to some of them, oftentimes will just kind of jump to that no word as an initial reaction to almost anything, right? That there is this sense of, wait, I got to slow down this train. I got to think about what you're saying. I got to process this. And it might be something as simple as, do you like this pair of jeans or this pair of jeans for yourself? And no, right, is the reaction. It's a defensive, slow the train down, and or I don't want to deal with this right now. That might just be the no coming out. In some cases, it may be people that you are related to or know personally that have to be the smartest person in the room. Or they just really enjoy disagreeing. They are debate oriented. And so no, again, becomes a default, and it's a defensive position to say, time out, I'm in charge. I'm going to take control of this conversation by throwing in the no word. So they're protecting themselves. They want to feel superior. They want to be in control. I say, maybe you do this yourselves. I catch myself doing it still. It is that no defense mechanism. So that's a second reason. So number one is that we're expert. Number two, that we're being defensive. And number three, I'm going to give you a positive one, I hope, is that people who are confident will say no because they really mean it. Because they are clear with what they want or they like. And so if there's something that they don't want or don't like, no is a conscious decision. And they are respecting their own values, their own needs and wants. And so it's easier to say no when you're confident. Surprise. Now, my other examples of being an expert and needing to defend that expertise or defend your ego, possibly you could say are the opposite of being confident. But isn't it interesting that people who say no may be completely insecure in those cases versus secure in being confident and confidently saying, no, I don't want that. No, thank you. I don't need that. Now, as you get older, you certainly get more comfortable around this word NO. And that's largely a result of our confidence getting higher and higher as we get to the magic number of 60. And we're able to say, no, I don't want to go to the museum. No, I don't want to go to services on a Friday night in the rain. So the good news is it gets easier for many people. It gets easier when you're consciously making that decision of something that you really don't want to do or eat or wear. And you say it with not a defensive posture, but more of a conclusive one. So I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, as always, I'm going to give you some very specific tips for how to say no with confidence. This podcast was sponsored by the American Confidence Institute. ACI uses basic brain science to teach you not what, but how to think with more confidence. ACI is endorsed by top universities and business experts, and it is accredited by the Society for Human Resource Management and the International Coaching Federation. Learn more about ACI's uniquely empowering keynotes, workshops, online training, and coaching certification at www.americanconfidenceinstitute.com. All right, so here we are. We're going to give you those beautiful tips. And as usual, everything is brain science baked. I'm going to try and give you very specific steps here so that when you're in a situation, whether it's somebody asking you to do something, whether you're making a decision of what to eat, what to send back in the restaurant, or simply somebody's asking your opinion about something, you can say no with confidence, not defensiveness. So the first step in all of this, and you're going to see patterns here from everything that I teach, because it is the same situation, and really recognizing when your brain's going into that defensive mode, is you can actually feel it. You can feel a little uncomfortable. That moment, if you catch it, where your amygdala is screaming at you, hey, under attack. And if you are feeling that, it means that your cave person, your fight or flight, your amygdala is screaming, something may go wrong here. And what could go wrong is that you may have a little rejection, that somebody may not like your answer of no, and your brain is processing that. And so you get a little sweaty, your heart races maybe, or you just feel a little comfortable. Lynette, who's helped me co-found ACI, used to say it's that itchy feeling, that feeling of discomfort in your brain that's saying, oof, do I really want to tell this person no? That's great when you can recognize it. When you feel that, it's that moment of truth that says, if I say no, that's what I really want to say, and I might upset this other person. And that's okay. So when you recognize that and you realize that that's the fear, you can make a confident decision. The decision is, this is what I really want. I want to tell this person no. And you can say it in a way that's not defensive or aggressive. No, thank you. No, I don't want that, but I appreciate it. And so the politeness of the declination makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference for you to stay calm and in control, but it also then conveys to that other person, no, thank you, as opposed to, no, I'm being a jerk, or no, I just being temperamental. It's not a defensive posture. It's a declarative one. So when you decide what you want to do in terms of, I want to say no, because this really is important that I say no, I don't want to eat that, I don't want to wear that, I don't want to go there, for good reason, not because I just want to piss somebody off, but because I really don't want to do that. You can then say, thank you for the invitation, but I'm not interested in doing that. This steak that you brought me, it's beautiful, but it's not cooked the way that I had ordered it. And so no becomes an expression of what you need and want, and not a fear-based reaction to somebody otherwise who may not like what you have to say. So, my friends, don't fear the no. Know the no, especially when it's triggering that K-person reaction for you to get defensive, to try and maintain your expertise or your sense of ego, and put it aside. Look at it and say, what is it that's making me say no? And respond in a way that honors your values. I know it sounds easy. I literally know it sounds easy. But you can do it. Trust me, it takes a little practice. And with that said, go forward and say no with confidence. Before we totally wrap up, I want to let you know that full transcripts and show notes for this and other Real Confidence episodes can be found on www.americanconfidenceinstitute.com/podcast. I also want to remind you once again that the best way to get confidence is to give it to others. And you can do it just by liking and sharing this episode on your preferred podcast and social media channels. You can even give me some confidence by noting topics you'd like me to consider for the future. So for now, this is Alyssa DeVere. Thank you for helping to bring more confidence to the world. Master editing done by Ben Weinstein with original music performed and composed by Jeff Mitchell. Real Confidence is a production of American Confidence Institute. All rights reserved.